All right, let's do it live on a Monday edition of the program. Merely Bo, the great Z. How you living, buddy?
I'm better now because you're back.
It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you. And frankly, without seeing you today would not be a day of joy or zest for me. But because of seeing you.
Yeah, you're doing some broth.
Yeah, about 5 p.m. I enter the Terror Dome.
The abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it.
Listen, it's important. I'm doing this for my
Gotta
health,
do it.
getting a
You gotta do it.
screening. Everybody out there who's 45 or older, if you haven't done it, do it because they can catch it, and then guess what? You can be fine. If you don't do it, you might not be fine, and there's no reason to risk it. So I'm doing that today. That's why I've got my
there you go. There's your broth.
Handy-dandy broth.
See, I like
Clear liquid
broth.
diet.
I think it's going to be – I don't have a problem with broth. I think it's fantastic. So,
But you can't, doctor the broth. This is no, salt,
I
pepper.
can't put some turmeric in it.
No.
It's just got to be straight broth.
Just straight up, bro.
There's a bone broth that
Can't have bone broth.
What?
Cloudy. Because it's got a bunch of stuff in it.
Oh, I was banking on the bone broth.
No.
Oh, well, then
sorry.
No, you're right then. That's
Yeah. So it's a lot of water,
Ugh.
Gatorade, and then at 5 I got to take a couple of pills and then start my Miralax, and oh, baby.
Then you're in. You're in for it. So this is our one day.
Yep.
And then tomorrow you'll be out, and then I'll be are you going to be here, Uno, tomorrow?
I will.
Is Griff going to be here tomorrow?
Yep.
All right. Very good. This happened since I was gone.
Yeah, it's a beautiful ball, right?
It's a gorgeous ball. Where can one purchase this ball?
Can't. 1 of 1.
Oh, it's a 1-of-1 ball.
Just like the show's one night only, that ball is one ball only.
Maybe we should get them to sign it, and then we could raffle it.
We could auction
charity.
it off for charity. I like
Auction
that.
it for charity. Do you think they'd sign it?
I don't know. I mean, I expect that we'll be able to get an introduction, but it might just be like a.
Well, we're not getting an introduction.
I bet we could. I mean,
we should for all the pandering we've
be
done.
Like, oh, this is Bo, and
oh, hey,
yeah, on the walkout. That should
Thank
count.
you
That's
so
an
much.
introduction. I made
Thank
an
you so
introduction.
much. You won't even be here.
I made an introduction. Where will I be?
I don't know. Probably in London or something. September 13th, Friday. Will you have already left for a road game?
No, we'll leave on Saturday.
Probably Saturday. Yeah.
I'll be there.
I'll tell you what. I think we got an answer to who's bigger, Billy Joel or Bruce Springsteen.
I was going to say, the boss.
I think that's the answer.
If he's on, made the.
That was a tight, hotly contested debate that you and I had about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Not so much hotly contested by us, but the audience. It was we
I don't
landed
think there's
on
a
the
wrong
perfect
answer, by the way.
Correct. Well, now I think there is
Because he's been on
because
Curb.
he's been on Curb, so
Well,
I think that's
it's
it.
a feather in his cap.
Because LD could have picked any New York legend for the second to last episode of Curb to be like the star, to be in that scenario, and he took the boss.
He did. No, that was a big. As I watched it last night, I was thinking that was crossing my mind.
Yeah. Just one episode left.
Sad. I don't want it to end.
So sad. Sucks.
It feels like it could go on forever right now.
I just think that the only thing that prevents that is LD's almost 80.
I know. What I also don't like is I really thought that LD was going to do because I thought it would be funny if he did, and he's obviously not going to do it, but I wanted LD and Cheryl to get back together. I thought it would be great if it ended with him stealing her from dancing.
That would be great.
That's what I wanted. And now there have been no seeds planted for such
none. And I also do wonder if her actual choices in real life are factoring into
That's fair.
that not being the case.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that he's aligned with
I would say not.
with the actual life.
No.
Yeah. So that ran into my head too. I do think that we nailed it on how it's going to end. I think it'll end the way we predicted, that he's going to say the Seinfeld finale, you didn't like it? Well, you should have, and the reason you didn't like it is because you're the problem.
I do think,
And he's gonna do it again.
There's one twist that I think everybody believes what we believe, that maybe it's going to go through and be set up like that, but then somehow he's going to be exonerated.
I'd just like to be on the record. No one was saying this when we predicted this. That after episode 1,
Yeah.
we were on it. That this is how this would go.
Because the fact that it kept getting mentioned, about how the finale bombed, was you picked up on that immediately. It was okay, he's going to redo that.
Yeah.
I do think though he could do it differently, where maybe he doesn't end up in jail. Larry David is actually a fine guy.
Yeah, and right 98% of the time.
Yes.
Yeah, right more often than not. I don't know what Dingus Day is.
Me neither.
What the hell is that?
It is a Polish holiday we celebrate here in Cleveland.
Do we?
End of Lent and Easter. It's like the end of the sacrifice. And
Do you
it's
get the
a big
donuts?
celebration.
Is this the donuts one?
No, that's Fat Tuesday, the Punchkis.
Okay.
Gibbe was
Listen,
very excited about it.
Of course, it's an opportunity for him to have a cocktail.
Yep.
So that's why he's a fan of it.
Heard it on the radio this morning on the way in.
We got too much going on. Dingus. We got the Pushki Day. They've got Sweetest Day. Too much. Too much of it. I don't know. The Dingus, I don't know what that is. I don't like the sound. It is April Fool's Day.
I don't, and I've already been fooled once.
Have you really?
Yeah, somebody that. Oh, by the way, I'm getting invited to a Fortnite party by your children right now.
No, you're not.
I just did. Yeah, it's a Johnson invites you to a party. Yeah.
Wait, they did right now?
Yeah, as if they don't know what we're doing.
Well, they don't know.
How do they not know?
They're
that
not
we're doing
in
a
school.
show? But you and I do a show every day at 1:00. They
don't have
that.
any. They have no point of reference of that. They are at school.
Yes.
So you're telling me right now. So by the way, I have no idea why they're off school. They were just off for a whole week, and now they're off today.
Just today?
Just today. I'm guessing it's for Easter.
Yeah.
But like we never got Easter off.
So they only got 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week.
Yeah.
So my kids had
2.
That's crazy. But we pulled them the Thursday before, so they had that full stretch, and now they're off today just randomly.
Listen,
I'm excited. Now they're wanting to do this. So they were banned this morning. They were all banned because it was pulling at my internet powers because they were all trying to do it. I'm like, get off! You got to be done. Can't have it. So then, as soon as noon hit, on it, back in a mix. So that's hilarious.
Yeah, I just got an invite right now.
I'm gonna text my wife.
Trying to run a show here. We're trying to do some business. Listen, what I'm excited about is I saw so many images, videos, and I heard tales of great joy and then tales of great woe from the time in Hawaii. And I, of course, am seeing it through the lens of Bootsy, who at times was thriving, water sliding, but also times pushing boundaries, being banned from gifts.
Peaks and valleys for Bootsy. A lot of peaks and valleys for him.
Listen, I like that. When it's high, it's high. When it's low, he's still lovable.
He is. Yeah, there's some amazing things. There are many times, and it's hit me because you and him now have like this relationship that you have via the Fortnite.
Yep.
So you guys
a kinship.
A kinship. You've taken him under your wing. You've gotten him his Vicks. This great joy. I think it's hilarious. I love it. I love hearing him talk to you like Mr. Z. We got, what about this? And then he's like, okay, I'll listen. And then, so like that whole thing is just comedy. Yeah. But then I had a realization while we were on this trip, because he's like the most fun guy you could ever travel with as a little kid. Because every day
so excited
is the greatest day.
I love it.
What are we going to do today? I can't wait. And we're as excited. We were at the Disney place for a couple of nights before we went to Maui, and every Disney stuffy guy that he met was like as excited as when he met Chomps. Like sprint up, hug, embrace, just going like a maniac. Just so excited.
Who's his favorite? Who was like,
did
he have like
he was really lamenting the fact that they had a very strict rule at the Disney resort that you could only get an autograph. So they have like this autograph book you sell, and we got it last year when we went to Disney World.
Yep.
And at Disney World, like you could just approach anybody and they would be like hugs and autographs and everything.
Of course.
They're everywhere. And so he had many of those things accomplished. So he was kind of under the same, he thought it'd be under the same rules.
Why would it not be?
At Disney Alani. And so he went up to like, I don't know if it's Lilo or Stitch, one of them.
Yep.
And he went up to one of them and they were like, he's not signing now. And I'm like, he's like, what? Like it was crestfallen. Almost to tears that he could not get. Now he got an embrace, but could not get the signature. And I thought, well, so then we had to do a character breakfast, and we did that, and then whatever that character wasn't there. So the entire time at breakfast, he was just looking, where's Lilo or Stitch? Where is it?
Yeah.
Whichever one it is, the purple one. And he's like, they never came to the character breakfast. I'm like, well, who did come? It was Mickey, Minnie, Pluto. I don't know.
Old school classics.
There was a couple, but like there was no ducks. The ducks weren't involved. They were my favorite.
No ducks.
Yeah, that was a shame. So, all right.
Here we go. Stitch.
It was Pax. Yes, it was Bootsy did request you.
It was? Yeah. I love him.
Yeah, he's trying to play right now.
Tell him I'm doing a show with you. We're working here. Stitch is the kind of like dog looking thing.
It's purple.
Yeah, this guy here.
Let me see.
It's an alien, according to Greg.
Yeah, he's an alien. He's an alien like Dog. This guy right up here in the corner.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the one.
Stitch. Yeah. He wouldn't sign, huh?
No. I just texted, tell him Mr. Z is doing a show with his dad at the moment.
Working.
So that's why he's not going to be able to do that.
Tell him I'll be home, but I might have to bail out of a game mid-game at any
At
moment.
any moment, you could be gone.
Any moment.
Could be
Gotta
gone.
go.
So anyway, it reminded me, because you have an unbridled enthusiasm.
I do.
And from the
I think
very
we
first time
share
I
that.
met you, I thought, God, like this, I don't know how anyone could say anything bad about you. You're so full of life and zest and joy, and you're always glasses half full, that as soon as I thought, God, this is like the most lovable guy ever, the most fun ever. And so watching Bootsy navigate Hawaii and its various aspects of joy, and there are a lot there.
So many.
It reminded me like this had to be what it was like with a young Z. Like, just give me more.
Total. Yeah.
How many slides can I ride? Can I ride 1,000?
I'll try.
There's always one more ride, one more wave. Dad, can I get one more wave? Yeah, why not? One more milkshake? Yep, do it. So now.
The other thing I would say is he at least has his brothers to try to
He
get
does.
their attention and to play with. Like,
Yes.
I was as an only child, so I had to be like,
You were going
Dad,
to Pedro.
watch this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. That you would have, and he thrives with them, and they're great with him, and they
Yeah.
do a pretty good job. But like, he will just leave.
Just do his thing.
Like, he'll just be like, I mean, that resort we were at in Maui was huge, and he would be like, he would just go ride a slide. Now, it's a safe place.
Sure.
But at the same time, like, yeah, you
you
kind
like
of
to have eyes on him.
want to have some eyes, right? So, he would just do that, and it was unbridled. Now, he was twice banned. Both times was for being disruptive in the car. So, have you been to Honolulu? I know you've been to Maui.
Yeah.
So, Honolulu is pretty crazy. It's like 1.2 million in a very confined area, and I
It's
honestly
dense.
the driving was very difficult because it doesn't seem like the infrastructure makes sense.
Got it.
So like
I was a kid, so I
a
don't
lot
remember,
of times
driving.
you're exiting, like you think to yourself, like here, like a freeway, you exit to the right. Like sometimes you would just randomly exit a freeway to the left and then cross back over to get over here.
Got it.
So it was just chaos with the way that it's very
3
clearly
lefts to make a right.
it was nuts. Yeah. And so like I didn't know where the hell I was going. So I
Why would
really
you?
had to pay attention to and I couldn't get my sense of like direction either. North, south, I couldn't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
It was all backwards.
You're on an island.
I'm literally on an island. So it was really critical that I listened to the Waze app,
Yes.
because the other thing that didn't make sense is it would say, like, we went to the Jurassic Park place where they filmed the Jurassic Park movies and Lost
way,
and all that stuff. That was
That
crazy.
is stunning.
It's unbelievable.
Stunning.
Yeah. And when you're in the place, you look around and you go, oh, my God, I remember this. And it's so spectacular. But anyway, like, it'd only be like 21 miles, but it would take like an hour and 20 minutes. I don't understand because of the way that the traffic flow is there. So I really needed him locked in.
And you were
stressed out.
stressed, agitated.
Yes.
Why isn't this easier?
3 kids. This shouldn't be this hard.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm listening to Waze. All of a sudden, like, my phone battery's dying because you're taking 1,000 pictures. And he didn't understand the moment. This is not the moment.
I think, how old is Bootsy?
8.
Yeah. Like, he's not even double digits. Like, he's going to understand situational context better as he ages. Right now, he's just looking for joy and
all he
fun.
wants.
And in a car, he probably feels like, hey, I'm in this little, like, metal prison right now when I just want to get out here and live in Hawaii.
And wrestle my brothers in the back seat of the Jeep. It's what he would try to do. And so then he's real loud.
Wrestle?
Oh, yeah. He's trying to wrestle, punch. Yeah, he's all sorts of
No,
tomfoolery.
you don't get any of that.
So it led to two separate bans.
Yeah.
He had a full 1-day ban on gifts and desserts, and then it happened again in Maui. He had another full-day ban of gifts and desserts.
So I have to ask a question. When a day ban of gifts means that his expectation is that he will receive a gift daily.
Daily. Yeah.
Like what?
It doesn't even matter if it's a big deal. Like it's not always a big gift. It could be just anything in a gift shop. Anything. He feels like on vacation, if he walks into a place, he should get something. That's his attitude. That he should. And he got me the one day because I'm like, you're not getting any more stuffies. Then he went and whispered to his mom. I think I texted you the exact quote. I didn't doctor any of that. He went and whispered to his mom, and then he goes something like, I think I'll have that by the end of the night or something like that. And then he did. like that happen because I can't be there all the time.
No.
So things happen.
He's so formidable. You did ban him, though, at the golf course, but he
Banned
somehow
him at the
did he
golf
finagle
course.
his way into a hat?
He did. He found a tricky way into it because he forgot his hat. He forgot a hat, and it was hot. So he ended up getting a hat. So he kind of wins even when he loses. But this Fortnite ban he's on now, although he's not playing apparently now. So, again, I'm not there. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Listen,
love it. Trip was great.
Did he ever get on clock?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
quickly. Not back. Going there was fine. The first night we woke up at, like, I think I told you, like 4:30.
Yeah.
And that was brutal. But then the next day it was 6, and then it was fine.
Okay.
The rest of the day we were fine out there. Did get on clock. It's hard to wrap your head around the idea that, like, the NCAA basketball tournament tips at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And you're like, you could see why they just don't care about sports. Like, they just really, how could you? I mean,
Yeah.
the NFL is kicking at
7.
At 7 o'clock in the morning. Like
7 a.m.
Yeah, it's. I got something for that in a second. So did get on. The way back is brutal. No one has recovered yet. We red-eyed back, so we flew to San Francisco, and then San Francisco here. We got in at like 6:20 in the morning here. The planes were not built for sleeping, and they had TVs, and so like Bootsy did not sleep. He was up for 20 hours straight. Just a zonk, just was staring at the screen. And like I'm just now sort of back, but even still, like the jet lag coming back was far worse than going there. It didn't take me long to get locked in there. I'm still not back, and quite frankly, nobody is at the house. Yeah. So, but it was great. So this was pretty crazy. So we're at the hotel pool on on Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. And my server goes, he was making small talk. What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. And so I told him, and he goes, oh, you do stuff with the Browns? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, do you know Dan Fike? And I said, no, I don't. I don't know Dan Fike. I've heard the name, but it wasn't like top of mind.
Sure.
And so I said, I don't. He's like, well, he played for the Browns, and he lives here. I said, he lives in Maui. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, he comes around here from time to time. And I said, that's crazy. So about an hour passed, and he approaches. We had the cabana because we were watching the games and at the pool and stuff, watching the NCAA stuff. This was on Thursday, I guess. And in walks a formidable human, big dude, and comes in and introduces himself as Dan Fike. And we proceeded to talk for probably an hour and a half.
Really?
Nicest guy ever.
Yeah.
Watched some hoops.
He's living in Maui.
He's living in Maui.
He's doing it well.
He comes back from time to time. He said he still has his season tickets. He was in that Monsters of the
Yeah.
He's
the Monsters
in
of the
that.
Gridiron.
Yeah, he's Fike the Formidable or something like that. So he's in that. All these great stories. He was emphatic that I refer to him as someone who walks like an 80-year-old, walks like an 80-year-old, acts like a 5-year-old, and can't carry a conversation. So he was very adamant that I did that. But he'll be back here to visit Bernie, he said, in a couple of weeks. But it was crazy. And so, like, you think about, you and I had so much fun all the time about World's Team and all of that. I mean, that's the last thing I thought is like a Browns great offensive lineman from the 80s.
It's going to be
going to show up
Yeah.
in Maui and small talk. But it was very cool to meet him, and it was surreal.
He was a surprise guest at S's bar mitzvah.
That part of it, I even said that to him. I'm like, do you remember S's bar mitzvah? He goes, I did a lot of that stuff. Back in those days, like they would do those appearance stuff.
Yeah.
That's how you would buttress the income a little bit. You do some appearances.
Yeah.
So that was it. But no, it was great. Yeah, great trip. We golfed on, I can't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday we golfed, and that was fun. It was the older two against me and Bootsy. Bootsy carried us first 3 holes. They did. I was so pissed off about this.
Where'd you play?
Grand Wailea, or Wailea Golf Club.
Was it awesome?
It was awesome. Yeah, 3 courses, stunning vistas. Every hole had an ocean.
I only played at Kapalua down there.
Clear other side of the island.
Yeah.
And we went over there and did like a boat tour and saw whales and all that stuff,
right.
which was pretty cool. But it was really windy over there and rainy. So I think we probably maybe chose correctly with that because we didn't really have any of the wind or the rain. But it was spectacular. We did go up by Kapalua, but I didn't go all the way up. But we played. And so after 3, one of the kids was free because they're juniors.
Oh,
so that was
wow.
really cool. So like if you have a junior, then the junior can go for free. So I paid a diminished rate because I wasn't going to get them all in,
Yep.
and then NBC played a diminished as a junior, and then both of the littles were free. So that was cool. So we went and played, and my wife drove the cart, and it was great. But what they did is like, and I've played a lot of resort golf, but this was I thought this was Bush. Like they just stacked them up.
So there are a million people on the course.
Well, there were a million people teeing off at 3.
Got it.
So like there's first we go to the first box. There's somebody on the green. We get to the second tee. There somebody on the box, somebody in the middle, somebody on the green. I'm going, this is
untenable.
I was so bothered by it, annoyed, that I didn't hit a straight ball until like the 4th hole.
So it's 3 the cutoff, so then everybody just tries to get in.
Everybody jumps on at 3 because then you get the diminished rate. So a lot of people with their kids, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But like you got to have tee time integrity.
Yeah.
It's got to be 12 minutes.
And you probably got to go at like
maybe even
4:15 is probably
correct.
Finally,
but then the other thing is your sun runs out at 6:30.
Oh, so far west. Yeah.
Yeah. So the sun ran out pretty quickly.
Okay.
So yeah, but that was it. My overwhelming, it's amazing like how great fresh fish is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we go to Puerto Vallarta, it's like that. You go to some place ocean front, and it's just
right
incredible.
Out.
It's
Caught
incredible
that day.
difference. Yeah. So that was all good. So it was good.
What was there like a highlight meal? What was your favorite day?
Man, they all were. My wife crushed it. She did it. She did almost all the planning for this one. Normally I do a lot of it, but she did almost all of this, and she kind of had it all mapped out perfectly. I kind of ordered the same thing almost every time for dinner. Is kind of what I had. A lot of poke bowl was what it ended up would be.
Oh, yeah, a little poke. Sure.
Do a lot of that, and then I do a lot of the fish catch of the day tacos. Like that was something I had all the time.
Mahi.
There wasn't a specific meal that was like overwhelming. They were all great. It was great. It's a great trip. It was a great trip. Very good. Pearl Harbor was really sobering, as it would be.
Dude, it's intense.
Very intense. That was intense. I'm glad we did it, but that was a lot. I would not necessarily ever have to do a luau again. I think, okay, this can take a long
a little
time.
Suckling pig?
Yeah, but it just tastes like pulled pork, honestly. Yeah, so it was fine.
You got some hula dancers, though.
Yeah, they were there. They were in the mix.
Some fire dancers, maybe?
Yeah, there was a little bit of that. They told a decent story.
Yeah,
not bad.
You really needed Aldous Snow performing
that
to make
I
the
think
luau.
Would have been it.
Yeah, that's what.
That would have probably been it.
His hit, Inside of You, I believe, is the song that he performs. At
well, that's the one that one of them was watching. I think NBC was watching that. He's like, didn't I tell you this?
What? No.
2 weeks ago before we went, he's
Okay.
like, he's like wanting to know if he can watch R-rated movies. And I'm like, a lot of them I'm just greenlighting now because he's 12. And I feel like at that point I was. And so he's like, can I watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall? So I've only seen it maybe twice.
I've seen it 1,000 times.
I know.
I love it.
It's great, but it's just not one that I don't know if it's just isn't on. I'm a flipper, and it's not on cable much, so I don't ever paratroop into it. So I saw it. I feel like I saw it in the theaters, and I think I probably see it maybe 2 other times, but I hadn't seen it in a long time. And so I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Let's. This is great. Let's watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So that's where it was. That's where it came in, was him singing that song, and NBC goes, "Do you think he means literally?" And
well,
I'm
there's
like,
a whole lot more than that.
Oh,
in that
there's
movie.
a lot. Oh no. But then I'm
You
like,
like
okay.
what you see?
Well, then I flipped.
You
I'm
like
like,
it?
okay, we're out of this. This is
but
this is more aggressive than even I remembered.
I'm pretty sure though you missed. You like what you see when Bill Hader's on the phone with them and he walks over and walks in on them? That happens pre-luau.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot that happens pre-luau now that I remember it. But I also remembered the other. So, like, we jumped in. It was on, and I flipped onto it, and we jumped in for the Aldous Snow song. And then I was like, oh, yeah, there's a lot going on in this. Maybe we'll watch this late or watch this without me on your own someday. Maybe that's what we do on that. What did you watch? Did you watch the college hoops? Did you watch?
I definitely watched some hoops. Obviously, once Arizona went out, that zaps my interest. I was excited for NC State. What an unbelievable run. It's a very cool story. I was pulling for Griff But then the Illini fell short, and that dash. Griff was in like third. Well, if Illinois had won it, you would have won it, right?
Yeah, he had it locked up if the Illini won.
Yeah, so that was sad.
If they would have won the national title, or if they just would have got to the Final Four.
I think if they got to the final, he probably had it because he was the only person who had Illinois winning it all. But I don't think many other people had the Illini even in their finals because they had to go through UConn.
Right, yeah. And it turns out UConn's formidable. They scored 30 straight points or whatever.
That's right.
It was 23-23, and then it was 53-23.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
Are they? I have your man. You're 40. Are they? Is UCLA? Are they the UCLA of our generation? UConn. If they win the national title next Monday, that'll be their 6th, I believe.
I think so. I can check.
I think it's their 6th national title in the last 20-some years, like 2 decades worth. Really?
Since the year 2000.
Pretty sure.
Danielle Marshall.
Calhoun's
right?
won 4. Calhoun's won 3. Ollie won 1. Hurley won 1, and Hurley's going for 2.
99, 04, 11, 14, 23, and maybe 24.
So it was 99 Danielle Marshall?
99, I think, was Rip Hamilton. I don't think they won it with Danielle Marshall.
Okay.
They won it with Rip Hamilton.
Yeah.
They won it with Kemba Walker. They won it with the guard that LeBron liked. Shabazz Napier.
Yeah, Rip Hamilton was 99.
Who am I missing? Khalid El Amin. They won it with Khalid El Amin and Emeka Okafor. That would have been like 04. So this will be their 6th title since 99.
I would have.
That's in a 25-year period. Like in today's day and age, that is a dynasty. That's
Oh, my God, yeah.
in college hoops.
What's even close to that?
Nobody.
How many's Duke won?
Duke's probably won 3 in that time period. Carolina's won 3 because I think Roy won 3 at Carolina. Kentucky's only won once in that time period. Kansas has won once. I mean, I think
that's
6.
Kansas might have
insane.
2.
No, Kansas. Oh, yeah, 2. Yeah,
8
you're right.
and
08 and
20
then 21 or whatever. Yeah, or 19. Ochai Agbaji. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did it twice, but that's 6. If they win it Monday, that's 6 of them.
That's hard to get my head around. It's
I
like
got
the
another one.
Spurs.
And they went through, too,
Is
like
that
a
like the Spurs?
rebuild in
Yeah.
the last, like before last year, they were like rebuilding, and now they're built again.
Well, no,
Right
and
back
it's
to the
3
top.
coaches.
Yeah.
How many did the Spurs win?
The Spurs won 4.
But they won like a couple, nothing,
Yeah,
a couple.
4 or 5. Kobe won 5. I think that they're 4.
I'm surprised Uno doesn't have this at the ready. This feels like stuff that Uno would
I feel like
typically
Uno's
have.
got. I feel like
NBA, I don't have like
I think
that
the
in my
Spurs
head.
have won 4. I think Duncan won 4. I think Kobe had him by 1.
Spurs have 5 total.
Okay. Well then-
99, 03, 05,
okay, so
07,
Duncan has the
14.
same amount as Kobe.
So that's
Yeah.
that's
So
what they
right
reminded
there.
me of, the Spurs. And that started in 99.
Yeah, so similar. Yeah. Yeah, but the randomness of college basketball is impossible to do that. I got another one for you. If Purdue wins, okay,
Okay.
you could make an argument that Zach Edey is the most accomplished college basketball player since Luke Walton. He is going to be a 2-time National Player of the Year.
Since Bill?
Sorry.
I was going
not
to say,
Luke.
Luke was
Luke was
he was
nice in
fine
Arizona, but he was not. No. Bill,
Yeah.
Dad. He's going to be a 2-time National Player of the Year.
Okay.
And if he wins the national championship, he'll have a title and a 2-time National Player of the Year. I don't even know who the last 2-time National Player of the Year is. It might be Bill Walton.
Wow. 2-time National Player of the Year
Yeah.
in college.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't happen often. All the best ones win it once and then they're gone. You don't see anybody return after winning National Player of the Year.
Right, the one and done certainly.
Yeah, it's been a big part of it.
All right, so here we go. Going back, so you've got Edey and Edey. He wins this year for sure.
He will, yeah.
21-22. Oscar.
Shibwe.
Yeah, Kentucky. Oscar Shibwe.
Luka Garza, Obi Toppin, Zion, Jalen Brunson, Frank Mason III, Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield.
Yep.
Yep.
You can shoot it.
Yes, he can.
Kaminsky, Doug McDermott, Trey Burke, Anthony Davis, Jimmer Fredette, Evan Turner, Griffin, Hansborough, Kevin Durant, J.J. Redick. Wow, J.J. Redick was Player of the Year.
Yeah, he was a dude.
I do have an answer if you want to stop
Yeah,
scrolling
please.
through.
Is it
No,
Walton?
I like it. 'Cause I think
Ralph
it's-
Sampson, 81, 82, 83. He won. I think he won 2 of those in that span. From
He was
Virginia.
Ralph Sampson was National Player of the Year twice?
That's what it
He
says.
was actually
Wow.
National Player of the Year 3 times.
Yeah.
That can't be.
80, 81, and 82. Let me see which category this is.
Yeah, but
Naismith or AP? What are you counting?
I think the AP is the one. Right, or is it the Naismith?
I think Naismith technically is the one. Nowadays, I
Sampson
don't
won
know
it
what
3
it
years
was
in a
back
row
the
on
80s.
every single one.
Holy cow, that's crazy.
He won
wouldn't
3
have
years
had
in a
that
row
with
on
Ralph. I
Naismith,
wouldn't
3 years
have.
in a row on
I would have went
AP.
Walton. I went
So
Walton for sure.
he won it. So David Thompson won back-to-back APs
Okay. At
in
NC State.
73 and 74, but Walton won both AP and Naismith 71, 72. Walton won the Naismith in 73. Thompson won the AP.
Oh, they flipped.
So Walton technically could have won 3 in a row, same as Ralph Sampson.
And
But
the
Ralph
gr-
Sampson was
He did it. He did it 3 in a row.
both.
That's wild. And then Lou Alcindor would have won 3 in a row, I'm sure, at UCLA.
It doesn't seem like it goes.
Maybe it doesn't go back that far.
So the AP one does. He never won consecutive. He won it in 66, then Elvin Hayes won it in 67, and then he won it again in 68.
Wow. And then didn't play as a freshman. That's crazy. There you go.
Jerry Lucas, 1960 and 61, went back-to-back. Oscar Robertson went back 58, 59.
Yeah, that's when Ohio State, Cincinnati played for the national title in that one. Did you watch any of the USFL? What a dumb week to drop this. Or
No.
the UFL, whatever it is.
I didn't even know it.
It debuted this weekend. Like, why would you?
I saw highlights because some cool plays and stuff. But
Right, but why would you drop that in the
you do
middle
it
of this?
next weekend. Well, next weekend's WrestleMania. You should have done the weekend after WrestleMania.
You should have done it the week of the Masters. Like, do it that week.
Sure. That's
That's-
a tough one, though, too.
I know, but like, you can't drop it in the middle of the Final Four or the NCAA tournament with all those games.
Yeah.
It was going to get
Although
lost.
the truth is, I would imagine their games were played during the day.
No idea.
My guess is, and then you had the tournament games that start till like 6.
Yeah, but there was. I mean, I just think it was lost. Well,
Yeah.
the other thing is that they probably didn't factor in was like the ratings for the women's games are huge,
Massive.
and that's a big one tonight.
Just wait till tonight.
LSU plays Iowa tonight, rematch of the national title games. That's Caitlin Clark against LSU.
So this
tonight,
is for what?
to go to the Final Four.
This is an Elite 8 game.
That's correct.
The game later tonight after that is just as good. UConn versus USC.
Yeah, but the Caitlin
like,
Clark thing
yeah,
is
Clark
going to be.
and-
They might get 10 million viewers tonight at 7:00. Yeah, be a monster. And then the Final Four is here.
Yeah.
The women's Final Four. They did a disservice. They shouldn't have put LSU and Iowa in
No,
the same
they should've
bracket. They should have been opposite.
Not the same bracket. They should have been not the same. Certainly not the same region. Not the
No.
same side. They should have been on so that
Fine.
you could meet in the finals again.
That's what you'd want.
You have to set
so
that.
South Carolina is undefeated. They're the number 1 overall seed.
Okay.
Last year, Iowa beat them in the Final Four to play LSU for the national title. So however you want to break it up, like those 3 teams needed to be in the Final Four, and they're not. One of them's not going to be.
So it's easy. You have one in one region.
Right. Correct.
You have Iowa
You have it correct.
and whoever on this side.
Yeah.
You have South Carolina and LSU on the other side.
Perfect. Solved.
Easy.
Yeah, they didn't.
Why are we so good at this?
I don't know. This is what we do.
This is what we do.
This is what we do,
This
buddy.
is what we do. It's like
Um,
riding a bike. You're just back. You're jet lagged. Wouldn't know it. There's
The lack of.
one of the last times we may see this young man.
I'm not ready to come to grips with that yet.
Ooh, he got my on clouds. Those are the ones I was wearing. Look at that.
He's got a little
He's
bounce.
moving up, dude. Moving up.
Well, good. It's appropriate.
It is appropriate.
Those are your hot topics of the day, presented by Vivid Seats, official fan experience partner of your Cleveland Browns. We'll go around the NFL weekend coming up next. Listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. right, welcome back in. Monday edition.
That's right.
What do we got here? We got all sorts of things. Some around the NFL news. First of all, while I was away, we're going to play on Christmas, huh? Well, not us, but like maybe not us. The NFL is?
The NFL. We thought there was no way this year,
way they're going to
on
play
a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
That they were going to do it. I thought we were good for this year. Nope, not good.
So,
not good.
Is the only thing even, and I don't know that it's possible, but is the only thing that would maybe, because the NFL obliterates everything from a rating standpoint.
Of course.
And the money is going to be the money. They're going to get a ton of money for this. Is the only thing I'm curious about is if a college football playoff game, how much it would eat into the NFL on, let's say, a Saturday. Like a college football quarterfinal game on a Saturday, head-to-head against Week 15, 14 NFL. What does that look like? I think it's the only thing that's in the vicinity, and I don't think it'll – I could see – I'll tell you this. I could see a scenario where if the matchup were right, that a quarterfinal, so an Elite Eight college football game.
Okay.
So let's say this would have to be the type of picture I'm painting. It would have to be Ohio State as a 1 seed and against 8-seeded Alabama or 8-seeded Georgia.
Yep.
LSU. Would that beat Carolina versus Atlanta?
New England?
Something like that. My hunch is that would.
Yeah.
My hunch is that would.
I think so.
And if it was like an AFC. So, like, would that be something where the NFL would go, all right, we're not going to – this isn't a retreat, but let's find a way to all work together?
Yep.
They're never going to do that with the NBA because they don't need to. They're going to annihilate the NBA.
Nothing.
But football, there's a marriage
Yep.
between the two. And when I saw that on Christmas, I thought, gosh, NFL now plays on Black Friday. We're going to play on Christmas now no matter what day it is in the what week is it? Is it the week before or the week after?
No, so it counts as kicking off that week. So it's going to be a pod of 4 teams. They're going to play the Saturday before.
Okay.
And then they're going to play that Wednesday.
Like opposite?
So they're going to switch the matchups, whatever it is, a pot of 4 teams, yeah. But so you're getting that Saturday, then you're going to play Christmas Day. So they wanted to make it like a Sunday to a Thursday, so they're doing Saturday to Wednesday.
Right, but the previous Saturday you likely would have played Sunday.
Yep.
So Sunday to Saturday. And then coming out of it, are you going to sit?
Well, then you'll sit all the way
like
till
a
the
mini
following
bye?
weekend. Yeah, you'll get a mini bye.
Which maybe that would be good. I don't know.
And
it's a lot, man.
By the way, like, think about what they're sending teams to Brazil on the first Friday.
Yeah.
Actual first Friday.
And
as
isn't
in
the
not first Friday, but as in Friday that is the first Friday
correct.
of the NFL season.
And isn't the reason that they're doing it that Friday is because they can't play on Fridays after that?
Yeah, I think because of high school football.
Because of high school football or something? There's some sort of rule that they can't?
Yeah, I don't know if that's. Be curious to see when they. I thought they were supposed to announce that by the end of last week.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't they say that?
Yeah, they were saying Thursday or Friday last week, and then never did.
Never did.
Well, I mean.
So here's what I think.
Yeah.
It was also announced last week.
Yeah.
I believe that while you were gone, that Brazil game will air exclusively on Peacock.
Yep.
So my guess is they're going to probably fight to have it be Green Bay and Philly from an NBC standpoint, like the Green Bay Packers. And I realize the Browns are a very historic, prestigious franchise.
I think we can all understand why that would be the case.
But I think that's what I have a feeling we're not going to go to Brazil. I still think, obviously, we could. This is based on, these are not scores.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to go to Brazil because of that. Once they announced it was streaming only.
You know, it's funny. The
Packers are still considered like an iconic.
Yes, they are. Yeah, the Packers are iconic. They're like us in iconic, but they have much more success.
Recent, yes.
Recent. So
yes.
that's, yeah. There aren't many that I would say are bigger brands than us. We're definitely a top 10 brand.
Yeah.
But they would be, be them and the Cowboys. There are some that are just ratings behemoths. They're one of those.
Cowboys,
them.
Yeah.
Most of the NFC East teams are that. Pittsburgh's
Giants,
those teams.
Niners probably.
Niners are probably in that mix as well. So yeah, I mean, I thought it's funny on the Peacock thing. The kids were looking for, I guess there's a Disney movie or a Easter movie called Hop, and so they were looking for it, and they went on like Amazon. I'm like, whoa, and I wonder how often this happens when I'm not there and they just buy it or rent it. I'm like, wait a second, let's see if this is streaming on one of the 75 different platforms
for free.
that I'm paying for. So quick Google search. It's amazing. 3 people in our house have phones. And I text, is Hop available streaming? Sure enough, Peacock.
Yep.
Do you know why we have Peacock?
Because that Ohio State game?
Buckeyes. Buckeye football game was on Peacock, and Buckeye basketball game was on basketball games are on Peacock. And I am why they're doing this. Because you sign up for it.
And you forget it.
And you forget.
You're like, here, you get $9
It's
every month.
Whatever the charge is, $6.99. I don't even know what it is.
Right.
And there's several of those that are like that. And so you'll all sign up for it. Whoever, if you don't have it already, you will, and then you'll forget about it 6 months later.
Yeah, and they're just trying to collect $7 from as many millions of people as possible.
Yeah. And the streaming wars are
real.
It's pretty crazy right now what's trying to be done with that and how many of them are failing miserably. The fact, like, I don't know if you're aware of this, and the only reason I am is because I'd streamed some stuff on the long flights, was like HBO, which obviously has Max, which is where all the HBO, Cinemax, Discovery properties are, and basketball was on, by the way.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I don't know how they sublease that, but HBO.
I don't know why they would.
I don't either.
Why would you ever go there to watch it?
I would never. So that was on, and then in addition to that, though, they have farmed out a lot of their HBO series to Netflix. So, like, Netflix has Band of Brothers. I know what got me into this because of the Pacific, the follow-up to Band of Brothers.
Yep.
So I wanted to watch that because we were in Hawaii, and I wanted to try to remember that. And it was on Netflix as well as Max. So they're trying to double dip.
So that means they're paying
Netflix
them
is paying them. Yep. And for Max, it's not worth it. It's worth more for them to take the money from Netflix than to just keep it on their own.
Of course.
So that's the part of that.
Yeah.
All right. Hassan Reddick to the Jets, conditional third-round pick.
Listen, we were joking about how good they were supposed to be last year, and then after 4 plays, it was derailed. They are formidable. You're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. You're talking about Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Breece Hall. Now you got Hassan Reddick on a defense that was already
very good,
dangerous. They're no joke at all.
No, they're not. Not in any way. And that's the last thing we need.
They might be the favorites in my mind right now as we sit here today on paper. I think they're the best team in their division.
I don't see any scenario why we need more good teams in the AFC.
No. Why does everybody go to the AFC?
Can't somebody go over there? Not.
No.
No, they're very, very formidable. The Chiefs are signing Welsh rugby star Louis Rees-Zammit for the International Player Pathway Program.
Yep.
You might say he's the Welsh Pedro.
You could say that. Although I don't know if Pedro would have gotten signed by the Chiefs at any point.
I got to tell you, until you put Welsh in this, by the looks of this guy, I would not have thought Welsh. I would have thought New Zealand or Australia.
Yeah, I would have thought New Zealand.
This is a very handsome dude, big dude.
What, the Welsh can't be handsome?
They don't usually look like this guy.
I spent some time in Cardiff.
Have you seen this guy? Did you see a picture of this cat?
Uno, if you had an on-air light, we might have been able to hear you.
It's sad.
Oh, you were just talking.
Well, you're just talking so damn loud that look at what happened.
There he goes again.
He's just loping around.
The funny thing is I actually do have an on-air light over here. I'm just bad
Why
at
am I
using
not?
it.
What happened? Do we have new internet now?
I don't know.
I can't even. I'm not even on now.
It seems slow today.
Griff,
help.
give me. I need the new internet logins and such. I'm not even online now.
I don't think it's changed since you left.
No, it has because I'm now. I'm not logged into it, and it's always automatically logged me in.
Here, try to log in, and maybe I'll share it to you from my phone. Which one are you on? Which one are you going for?
I mean, what's the one? Like, I don't even see.
I think
the
I'm
other
still
one.
on Wi-Fi 23.
Wi-Fi 23 should be the one that still works. It hasn't changed.
Let's see.
Yeah.
No, it's making it said.
Here we go. Share. They're
right.
sharing to you. Sharing. You're shared. You're in. You're welcome.
Now, did you get me in?
Yeah, you're in.
It's looking.
I shared it with you.
Oh, you got it.
By the way, while you're doing this, shout out to my guy Kenny, who is, Sione Takitaki's #1 fan. He definitely looks Welsh. That guy's straight out of Cardiff. Look at him.
That dude's straight out of Auckland.
By the way, how beautiful is that the red, the Welsh
gorgeous.
rugby team with the Doesn't it have like the
it's
crown
gorgeous.
and the
Yeah.
the feathers coming out of it?
Yeah. This kid's not going to do any damage at all.
No. It's going to be sad for him in Kansas City. He would be, by the way, he should have tried to sign with the Miami Dolphins or
Oh, my
the
God.
LA
Miami,
Rams or Chargers.
New
Kansas
York?
City, not the place for him.
Yeah, thrived.
Yeah.
Would have thrived. Jason Kelsey is the latest Monday Night Football pregame shakeup. ESPN is pursuing. You don't need a pregame. Stop that. Why would Jason Kelsey? That's beneath him to do that. He shouldn't do that.
But they'll pay him a lot of money to be on ESPN Monday Night Countdown. It's like a 90-minute pregame show.
Yeah, but he doesn't want that kind of work.
Yeah, but then you do halftime. It's like Randy Moss used to do it.
You don't want to do that.
That's what Randy Moss did. And Steve
I
Young,
understand, but
your boy.
those guys didn't have platforms. That was their only way in. He's got a platform, huge,
with his podcast.
Yeah, like he should find the right spot for him. My guess is they try to do a Manning brother thing when Travis shuts it down too. They'll do it that way.
Kelsey cast?
Kelsey cast it. Yeah. Yeah. There's really everything else is sorted, right?
With
Fox
what?
will have Brady next year.
Yep.
Romo.
So now the top two and both are pretty good because
Yeah.
Fox says Olsen now moves down to number 2 and he's good.
Did that happen?
I mean, if Brady's
Because
won,
he was looking for other landing spots, but maybe there aren't any.
And then you have on CBS, you got Ian and Charles Davis in the number 2 spot.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're a great team.
Yeah. All right. Pretty quiet time in the league, but it'll start to heat up here momentarily.
We glossed over this, which I thought was interesting. First,
Hit me.
Raheem
What'd I do?
Mostert back to the Dolphins.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah.
2 years, $9 million with him and Devin Achane. They can just fly. And then I thought this was interesting. Matt LaFleur admits Packers releasing Aaron Jones caught him off guard.
Do you believe it?
Why would you say it?
I don't know. Maybe the Curry favor in your locker room.
I mean, they signed Josh Jacobs, and
It
then
seems
they
weird
cut
to me
Aaron
that like
Jones.
they would not go to LaFleur and say, I know that's a weird setup
Sure,
with the ownership situation and all of that,
sure.
but it feels to me like they would, wouldn't they?
Yeah, he's the coach. Yes,
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah, I would think they would.
I would absolutely think so.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would think on that front. Where are we here? Should we do a quick break, or do you want to go for the couple
I don't know
more
how many
things?
breaks we've even
I
done
think we've
yet.
taken one.
We got to do a quick one and then another break because we've only taken one in this.
So
hour.
all right, so we'll do a quick break, and then we got some updates on some bracket stuff. We've got the Griff Fact of the Day, which is exciting. We got to tell you about an exciting concert opportunity for all of you.
One time,
It's one time only.
Your only chance.
That's it. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Hey, don't miss Billy Joel, Rod Stewart together for the first
Don't.
time ever. It's Friday, September 13th. There is a football that is now adorning the desk.
It's been here for a while.
Well, I was gone for
You
a
were
while.
gone, yeah.
It's September 13th. Cleveland Brown Stadium tickets are on sale now. You can visit clevelandbrownstadium.com/Billy and Rod 2024 for more. It's Billy Joel and it's Rod Stewart. They're together. It's for one night only.
Billy and Rod 2024, one night only.
Do you think we'll be able to get this signed by both and auction off for charity?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, we went over the Final Four a little bit. The in-house bracket challenge after the Final Four. So is this like in the whole building?
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me. That was nice.
103 people.
That was nice of you guys for inviting me. Nice. Thanks.
Way to
Appreciate
go,
it.
guys.
Appreciate it. I love when we do
They
it.
not
didn't
be
even invite
inclusive of
me.
Bo.
Gibbe had to send Griff and I the link.
I mean, that's
Like,
just
I wasn't
sad.
even
What
invited.
the hell's Gibbe doing? He doesn't invite me to this?
Yeah, I guess it's on Gibbe.
It's on Gibbe.
It's on Gibbe. It's a
So
demerit.
Griff was you were
Griff,
actually
Griff.
leading the whole way.
Griff, can you go up on the board, right? Gibbe.
Yeah.
E-H, G-I-B-B-E-H, because that's
Yep.
when we're unhappy
Gibbe.
with him. Gibbe. And put an arrow down.
Trending down.
Maybe 2. Is that worth 2?
Yeah, for sure. He's
2
not going to be
arrows.
inclusive.
2 arrows down.
It's an inclusive society, and he's being
Griff, it's
keeping me out.
G-I-B-B-E-H when we're not happy with him.
yeah. AY means we love him.
Yeah, A-Y.
Hey, Gibbe!
Hey, Gibbe. Gibbe.
Gibbe.
Yeah.
Is when he's trending down.
And he's turning down.
So Griff was leading the whole way. You're now in 33rd place. Uno, 66. Z, 75th. Gibbe was 53rd.
By the way,
Yeah.
happy that I'm beating anybody, but I got to say, the fact that Uno, I'm within 10 spots of you and you know stuff about college basketball should make you feel very sad.
I'd like to point out one thing, that bracket is not an accurate representation of my basketball knowledge.
Well,
Because I made some picks
You
in that
filled it
one that I
out,
didn't
so-
make in my real other bracket, and I don't know why I didn't.
I don't even none of that actually made sense.
Like that bracket, the one I did with all my friends, I had NC State in the Sweet 16. The one
Yeah.
I did here, I didn't have NC State in the Sweet 16.
all
so
I
it sounds
heard,
like you were hedging your bets.
yeah, it
and then
feels
the-
like you're picking
In the real one that I did, I had Alabama.
No.
Real one,
No.
schmeal one.
One bracket.
I'm usually a one bracket guy. That's
You
why I'm
can't be
upset at
doing
myself
this.
for
doing this multiple bracket
yeah.
nonsense.
I shouldn't have
what
changed it.
This is what happens when you go down there. Good for you. That's what I would say.
Yep. I
Little-
agree.
Good for you, Uno.
All right,
You
time
look
for
happy
the
and healthy, not me.
Griff fact of the day.
If you ever cared to ask.
Fact of the day, fact of the day, fact of the day. It's the Griff fact of the day.
UConn head coach Dan Hurley, who claims to be the king of superstitions in the tournament, has been wearing the exact same outfit he wore for UConn's national championship run last season. He revealed that his wife travels with a portable washing
What?
machine
That's a
to
thing?
wash his game day outfit in between these games.
Dude, he's a coach of
Of
a major program. He could just get it laundered.
They launder their uniforms.
Sure.
Like, what are you talking about? Who
the
the
hell-
need a portable?
Portable washing
Give me a
machine. I
break.
don't even know what that is.
He apparently also eats 8 M&Ms before every game, but he takes out the color of the team that they're playing against.
That's great.
So
Did
before
you-
Alabama, he's going to eat no red, which is
No red.
great.
Yeah. Do you have any superstitions? Are you superstitious at all, like when you played or even now in the booth?
To quote the great Dizio, I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. I am not. I don't have any superstitions.
Yeah.
I will like, and that I do. I guess maybe I am a little bit. So like, I wore the same outfit for the playoff game in Houston that I wore to Houston when we beat them. So I thought that would maybe help us.
So that's a little.
That's why I said a little stitious.
Yeah. I stumbled into him. There was a when NBC was in 4th grade, we won a run where we didn't lose in hoops for like over a month, and I wore the same T-shirt underneath the quarter zip the whole time. So then it was something I stumbled into, and then it became conscious.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you lose, and you're like, okay, well that
didn't work.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
Didn't work. All right, good job on the fact of the day, boys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good.
Good job.
You missed Griff had a great fact of the day for you last week. I like it when they're about Griff.
I like those two. I also would say Bobby's doing a hell of a job. I enjoy Bobby's fact of the days are
Yeah.
excellent. I was able to keep up on them. What I did on the I would find that I was pretty much off the phone almost all day.
Yep.
And then at the end of the night and in the morning, I would just see, hey, what did I miss?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's usually
That's
what
a good way to do it.
Yeah.
I
By the
think
way-
tomorrow, by the way, is going to be a fact about Griff. So
Oh,
those are going
man.
to come back for
And
tomorrow.
I tell you what, I got a deal for you. How about tomorrow? You guys just do the whole show. Who gets hurt?
I won't know what's going on.
You won't.
Z
know.
will be out of commission.
Gibby's going to be on his 17th Paps. He's
Yeah.
not going to know.
No.
He's fine.
I think it should be the Griffin
I like it.
Uno show. I
All
think we have the power to make that happen. By the way, his fact of the day was that in order to get his farm driver's license, his farmer's
Yeah, I know
license-
about that. I had that.
Yeah, at 14.
Yep.
Where you can drive a vehicle.
Well, not only I don't know what it's like there, but you in Montana you could drive younger than that. Even you could. I drove like trucks, semi trucks, tractors at 12.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But he had to prove to his grandfather that he could change a tire in a timed situation. He had a threshold.
Yep.
He had to be able to change the oil himself.
Yep.
And he had to be able to parallel park. Was that the third? Oh, drive a stick.
Drive a stick. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
And
all
So he
appropriate.
did all that. Yeah.
Good job. Second hour of the program up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Hey, be part of one of the most passionate fan base in the NFL. Join Next Gen STM, presented by staring at that thing, 20 hours, no sleep.
Dude.
And then you get in. The crazy thing is we got in Saturday morning at like 6:20, and there's all these people like coming to the airport. And I'm like, this is when we normally fly.
Yeah.
Like these people are all going to catch flights at 7.
Leaving. Right. And
And
now
we're
all of a
landing.
sudden that's when all planes take off for some reason.
Well,
you have
here
to get to the
it's
airport
6.
at 4 in the morning.
You got to be here at 4 in the morning.
Yeah. It's outrageous.
Yeah, it was. I think that the flight if we go back, and I think we probably will, I'm doing long hauls. So I'm going to fly like here to Chicago and then Chicago
All
in.
the way. Yep.
Or I'm going to go here to Dallas.
Two
and then
5 hours is worse.
It's death.
Yeah.
It's death. And the planes aren't equipped for it. Like our flight from Maui to San Francisco had no TVs. No TVs. Yeah. They said, free Wi-Fi on your device.
I was going to say, when I flew from Hawaii
stream
to
that you
San
download.
Francisco,
I download my iPad. You get everything.
I wanted to watch the games.
we didn't even get any Wi-Fi. They said no Wi-Fi when you're over the ocean.
No Wi-Fi over. Yeah, well, it was very spotty, so I
Okay.
paid for the Wi-Fi because I was going to try to watch the games, but it wouldn't. I could follow along, but I couldn't watch,
That's what they told us when we flew back. They're like, we don't have Wi-Fi because this flight is over water.
which is nonsense.
Yeah,
I don't
horrible.
believe that at all. But our flight from Phoenix into Honolulu, the 6.5-hour bomb, that was amazing. Like foot pedals to like keep your feet activated.
Oh, baby.
All sorts of room in the seats, TVs, on demand, everything. That
what it
was
should
the
be.
win.
That's what it should
the
be.
way. So I'm going to do it. If we go back, we're going that way.
Yeah.
Is the
I
long
think
haul.
flying out of O'Hare, to your point, will also get you those types of planes that
big
you would
boy.
desire.
Yeah, I want a big boy.
Yeah.
Because then you got a little room to move around.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Like I'm the epitome of average man. I don't understand.
Hold on, just
No,
a second.
totally. I don't
No,
know
you're
how
not.
like a man
You're
of your stature.
extraordinary.
In some ways, I don't know how a man of your stature. Like you told me that Miss
I
K put
suffer.
you in like
That's
a
how.
24 row or something one time.
32. Yeah, I suffer. That's how.
I don't know.
But the truth
my
is,
hip was falling asleep. I'm like, this is nuts.
The truth is, for
and
me,
I was near.
unless even for me in the see what they now call extra leg room outside of an exit row. Exit row is a good place for me, but what they call extra leg room is now what leg room just used to be normal, and the only thing that's actually changes the way you travel is first class, but it is exorbitant.
Well, I don't even think people buy it. I think it's all points
Right, you just get upgraded
because they make it so that you can't. All right. That part that you just talked about, that on the Phoenix one, it was worth it.
to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was basically like first class. Now, the first class was pods.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that's you're right. Right. No, if you're on a plane that's equipped for international travel, it's a whole different world than if you're on a plane that was supposed to be like a domestic flight.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's do it, Uno. You got it.
We start with our Cleveland Browns, who were given an over-under win total this season of 8.5. Bo, over or under?
Well, if it's under, we got problems, pal,
Big.
because we've improved the roster
Yeah.
dramatically.
We're going to be healthier,
You're
hopefully.
banking on you can't be less healthy. So it's got to be over. Has to be.
Over. Agreed. Staunchly over.
Continuing in the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens. Zagura over, under 11.5.
Under. I think, I don't know if I'm alone, and I think people are just ignoring the fact that the Ravens have gotten significantly worse.
Well,
You
they couldn't
lose
keep everybody.
Your whole defensive staff.
Yeah.
You lose 3 of your top 4 leading sack getters from a year ago. You lose your linebacker, Patrick Queen, who was very good.
Yep.
And you lose Geno Stone, who led the NFL in interceptions. I mean, those are losses to me that feel significant. Clowney went to Carolina now. All the other guys end up somehow in our division. And, yes, Derrick Henry makes them better. But I don't think Derrick Henry makes them better on more than compensate for the things that they've lost.
Just do it this way. If we are at worst equal what we were record-wise a year ago, that's 10-7, right? If we're at worst, we're
We
equal.
went
to
11, didn't we? Did we go 11-6?
11-6? Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It all runs together. I'm always in the I'm still in the 16-game world. The Steelers are better.
Better. Look, Yes.
They got Russell Wilson, and behind him they have Justin Fields. They're better. They got Patrick Queen. They're better than they were. The Bengals are going to have a healthy Joe Burrow. Better.
Yes.
So
and they fixed their safety issue.
Yes. So
they brought in Geno Stone and Von Bell.
That's correct. So the Ravens are going to be under this.
Agreed.
Because the rest of the division's is crazy.
Everybody's
They're not winning.
Better.
The Ravens are not going 12-5 next year. No.
Agreed.
Worse.
How about those Pittsburgh Steelers? They're number 7.5. Bo, over under.
I am not messing with them anymore. Over. He doesn't have losing records. They're better than they were a year ago. They're going to win 9 or 10.
It felt such
so far
a weird
we're
number.
3 for 3 in agreement. Yeah, Steelers. That's how could they possibly be worse?
They're going to be worse.
I'm saying how could they possibly be worse than they were a year ago?
There's no way.
No way.
No way.
No way.
The Cincinnati Bengals 10.5 over under. Z.
I feel like 10 is probably a pretty good number for them. Honestly, I think it's gonna be hard for anybody in our division to go 11-6 this year.
I think 11 wins the division.
I wrote over, but that's to me that would be that's called a stay away. That's too.
To me, it's right on it.
It's right. So
I could see him 11-6 with a healthy Burrow. I could see him 11-6 because they always start slow. With he's hurt half the time. But no, I think I agree with you on that one as well. I think it's right at it.
Yep.
They're 10-7, 11-6. I don't see him 9-8 if he's healthy.
The owners of the number 1 overall pick and potentially Caleb Williams, the Chicago Bears, 8.5. Bo, over under.
I mean, I like their team a lot. It's a big bet on Caleb Williams being as good as C.J. Stroud was. I don't know if he'll be that or not. I think the safe play here would be to take the under.
Agreed, and the part of the problem is
Packers are good, Lions are good.
Right, that's what I had because of the Packers and the Lions. It's not an easy division. We're not looking also at their out of conference schedule,
which has got to be easy because they had the worst record, right? Oh no, the Panthers had the worst record. Their record wasn't.
Yeah, but it's based on where you finish in your division.
In division, they were last.
Yeah, so they would get.
So they could have.
They could. That's when. Here, let's look.
Here, I got it up.
Pull the Bears schedule.
Yeah, I can get it. Now that I have internet.
All right.
Oh no, I need the opponents because the schedule isn't out yet.
Bears opponents are set. Here you go. So the Bears this year are playing at home Detroit. Let's just do it this way. Detroit lost, Green Bay lost. Minnesota win at home. Rams at home. Seahawks at home. Jags at home. Titans at home. Carolina, New England at home. So New England, Carolina.
Some winnable.
Tennessee. So maybe they get 4 or 5 at home. Road. At Detroit, at Green Bay, at Minnesota, at Arizona, at San Francisco, at Houston, at Indianapolis, at Washington.
It's actually, there's like 7 really winnable games there.
Not that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Not that easy to me.
Yeah. Under.
Okay.
The Atlanta Falcons with new quarterback Kirk Cousins. That's 2 overs for those of you that can't see the string.
Rocket ship over.
Yep.
I think they win that division. Running away with it.
Yeah.
The New York Jets with an interesting number at 9.5.
Do you think Atlanta could they challenge for the 1?
Yes.
I think so too.
Because of that division.
I think so too.
So over for the Jets? Or was that for the
Jets
Falcons?
over too? Yeah, I like Jets over 9.5.
Oh my God, way over.
Yeah.
How about the Miami Dolphins at 9.5? Over under there?
Over.
I went under.
Did you really?
I did. I think that division. Let's take a look at their schedule.
What happens to McDaniel and Tua like that? If they go under 9, if they go 8-9, like you have to make a change at quarterback or coach.
So here's the thing, is that they have, in my opinion, it's not the easiest schedule, right? So they get at Houston, at Indianapolis, at the Rams, at New England, at the Jets, at Seattle, at Buffalo, at Cleveland, at Green Bay. We play the Jets again this year? Or the Dolphins? Oh, yeah, we played Dolphins at home. Their home schedule is home for the Bills, the Patriots, the Jets, the Jags, the Titans, the Cards, the Niners, and the Las Vegas Raiders. I just think their division, I think right now, aren't they the third best team in that division? Or are they going to surpass Buffalo? You need them to usurp Buffalo to be over that number.
Yeah, I just think they're going to have a winning record. I think they're going to win 10 games.
If they get to 9, they would still be under, but that's the interesting about this line.
Yeah, it is.
So you went over there?
I go over.
So that would be the one difference so far.
Okay.
Yep.
The final one, the Dallas Cowboys at 10.5.
I think this goes the other way. I think they missed it. I think there was a window and they missed it. I think they needed a change at coach. They didn't do it.
Well, now they might lose Dak too after the year. There was all those rumors.
Here's what they've got. At home, Washington, Giants, Eagles, Saints, Tampa. They get the NFC South.
Oh.
Saints, Tampa, Ravens, Bengals, Lions, Texans. That is a tough schedule. Road, at Niners, at Eagles, at Giants, at Browns, at Panthers, at Falcons, at Steelers, at Commanders. That is not an easy schedule.
Under.
Niners on the road. You get the matchup games that you get are Houston, Detroit, and the Niners are your three, where you match up based on winning your division. That's a tough three. Detroit, Houston, and the Niners.
Yeah, that is. I got them under.
Yeah, same. That's what I had.
I think the window's closed. I think they had one and it closed.
Sad.
For them.
For
All right, there you go. Good job. Good job out of you.
Thank you.
Speaking of LD, he was on Rich Eisen show a couple of weeks ago, and we'll have a little fun with that coming up next. Listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Welcome back into Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Bally Bet, sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio. As you know, we are big fans of LD and Curb and all of the things. It will be sad.
Massive fans.
Sad when it ends.
I am sad. I'm getting emotional about it right now.
I am too.
There's great interviews for you. I don't know if you've come across them. And this is LD. This is the one from like this week, right?
Yeah, this came out. I believe
this
over the
week,
weekend.
and then he does. It's like 40 minutes with LD, and then he's got like a 35-minute with Jeff. That is
Eisen does?
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. LD's done the rounds. Like I've seen him on. He did Simmons show. He did. He's done Eisen. He's done all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
There was a one. Chris Wallace asked him like why stop now, and he goes, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. So this was from a couple of weeks ago, right?
I don't know when it aired. Like I saw it on Twitter on Friday.
Is this
so
where
I
he's
don't
talking
know.
about calling The Rock?
No, this is the USFL.
Yeah, he calls out The Rock.
Oh, he calls out The Rock.
The UFL now because
Okay,
USFL
I'm sorry,
combined
with
that's,
XFL.
No, that's not your fault. That's
Okay.
USFL.
All right. So the UFL. Here's LD on Eisen show. Let's have a listen.
So you know this? What is it called? The UFL?
Yes, sir.
That's starting up.
Yes.
And you know how I feel about the goalpost, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you made it very apparent to your last time. Do we have an update on this
Well,
situation?
I have a little update.
Okay.
Because I'm still obsessed with it, and I heard about this UFL, and I thought, let me talk to somebody in the UFL. I mean, it's insane. So my agent got me on the phone with Dwayne Johnson.
So you went straight up the flagpole.
I went straight up to, and he called me, and we had a conversation.
Did he know what you were asking for?
No, he didn't know. No,
Okay.
he was nice enough to call back. And so we had this conversation. I pitched him my no goalpost idea, and I thought it was going to happen. He was completely into it.
So again, your idea is to remove the goalposts entirely
Yes,
from the
remove
football field.
goalposts.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the idea.
And so you pitched him like how did that sound? I mean,
what I said to you on the show. There's no reason for them. Suppose there was a baseball game and there were two parallel bars in deep center field that were 12 feet apart, and you could get a guy off the bench to hit a fungo, and if he got through the bars, you'd get a run. I mean, what's the point? It has nothing to do with the game, you know? So I told him all that, and then I pitched my extra point. I didn't know that the extra point was already in the XFL, that there were no extra points from kicks, right?
Yes, correct.
That it was just, so I pitched him like 2 yard line for 1 point, 4 yard line for 2 points.
An actual regular run play, a run or a pass play from the 2 yard line.
Yeah.
Would get you 1 point.
Yes.
And then, isn't that what they're doing?
That's what they're doing. Yeah.
Is this from you?
I don't think it's from me.
30.
The XFL.
Okay. But maybe he might have been, how about this? He was on the fence. You spoke. And he's like, you know what, Larry makes a lot of sense.
Rich, I got to tell you, if there's one thing I could accomplish in my life, if I could get rid of these goalposts, I will die a happy man. That will give me more pleasure than anything.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
You could wave a wand. This is what your accomplishment would be.
Yes, because I don't have a better idea for any sport.
It's a great idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you wonder why in the forever ago they were like, we need to do this.
We need goalposts. We need people to kick the ball.
We need people to kick through it. Do you think it was just because? Do you think they took that from rugby? Was rugby first?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, that's my guess.
So they probably took it from rugby.
The try field goals were 3.
3. So there's your parallel. That's probably where it came from. But it is amazing that they've just kept it. We've always done it.
The guys are so good at it now.
They are, but he's right, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the rest of it.
No. So
it is a strange thing.
What did he say he wanted? You would just go for it on every 4th down, basically.
Yeah, you just go for it on every 4th down. But I don't know that he's taking out punting.
Punting can stay.
He's more
extra
kicking, extra point, be done.
I'm fine
and
with
field
that.
goals be done.
But I like some of the kickers we've gotten to know.
I like the ones that make them.
Yeah. Well, that's
D-Hop.
D-Hop made him.
It's my guy.
Yeah, he's great.
Phil's a good dude.
Yeah. It's I'd be fine with it.
It is. It's amazing that at some point somebody hasn't said, "What are we still doing this for?" Do you think? How much of it do you think is just the aesthetic of the field? Like, there's something about seeing the goalposts at each end that is,
Of course, just like in
such a
section, you
view.
have a goal like that.
yeah.
Right.
It'd be like if you took out the foul poles in baseball,
Yeah.
and just said anything out here's fair game.
Yeah.
They just would look different, I guess.
Yeah.
But that would fundamentally change that sport. Yeah, I don't know. Largely, no one has any fun with field goals or extra points.
Here's the
You're
thing,
nervy
though.
about it. You feel like all of them should be made.
If you it would change the game fundamentally in the sense that, like, let's say that you're down at a team's 15
Yeah.
and you take a 10-yard sack on 3rd and 10, and so now you have 4th and 20, you would not score points on that drive, and with a field goal you could still score 3 points, and you deserve that because you moved the ball so far down into their territory.
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand. I don't think he's off on
I don't
this.
think there should be extra points. I think extra points should be 1 from the 1-yard line, 2 from the 2-yard line. That's it.
I don't even care if you did. I wouldn't care if you just made it 7-zip on the touchdown.
Just automatic.
Yeah. On to the next.
There's nothing worse than missing a 33-yard extra point.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, and like that had nothing to do with it. You got down there. I think you should have the option to go for 1 or 2 and a yard, 2 yards. Boom. That's it.
Yeah. Do you think he has the distances right on the 1 or 2 point?
Is that what he had?
He had
1 and
2 and 4 yards. 2 yards for 1 point, 4 yards for
No.
1
should be close to automatic.
So 1 would have to be on the goal line.
Yeah.
2 would have to be from the 5.
I think
The
2s
3
are still barely converted at
Yeah,
better
you're
than
right.
50%
They are.
of the
They're
time.
very, very difficult to convert. Yeah. So to have those at the 3 and have the 1-pointer at the 1.
I think 1 and 2 is fine.
Yeah. Well, isn't that where's it at now? It's at the 3, right? That's where the
No, the 2-point version is a 2-yard play.
No. The when you kick the old days when you would kick the extra point.
Yeah.
Isn't that the 3-yard line?
Where the ball was spotted, I think it was spotted at the 2. And then it was a 9-yard.
I never even think
or
about
a
it.
10-yard extra point.
I could be convinced of either.
I think it was the 2 because that would make sense. It was always kicked from like the 9 or the 10. It was just something.
From the 3. So there you go.
And I wonder if their rates are any different.
How dumb.
By the
Just
way,
like watching hoops.
Speaking of Larry,
Yeah.
did you see the image of him at the game in Boston?
Yeah, loved it.
Legs out.
Fantastic. I also love that he doesn't have wardrobe for Curb. He just dresses the way he dresses.
No, that's who he is.
That's who he is. It's just an exaggerated, but like he just walks like everything. It's just he wears his own clothes.
I mean, he's got his legs out. Nobody else in the entire building is doing that, which is unreal.
I loved it.
and-
I was so excited.
The last time he went to a basketball game that we know of where he put his legs out like that, he injured Shaquille O'Neal.
He did, yeah. Somebody asked us, I did see this one of the nights on the late night I was checking. We must have had a mailbag, and they asked us which Curb episode would we want to be,
Yeah.
the whole gang be
What
thrust
storyline
into.
would you want to be
What
into?
storyline? I do think, I won't say the first part, but I do think it would have been hilarious if you and me and Gibbe it was season 1 when they go to Gil's house.
Yeah.
I think we would have had a lot of fun in that
Gil's-
scenario.
We'd had fun at
Gil's situation.
Yeah, Gil's
with the
great.
mom, the wife taking off the shoes, why are we taking off shoes, and then Gil's profession. I think we would have had fun with all of that.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
I would have liked Black Swan because we were just been playing golf. And
I
like
just
hanging
am
at
terrified
club.
of the bird,
Well, it's gone.
but someone had to vanquish
Somebody
it.
took it out. Somebody did vanquish it.
I understand, but like if we were in that would have been horrific for me.
Gibbe would have vanquished it in 1 second and one thought.
I think he would have talked like he was going to vanquish it,
You'd have rattled its cage.
rattled its cage, if you will, and then I think he's in a cart and he's gone.
Yeah.
He's not taking a wood to a swan.
Well, Larry would.
I had a buddy of mine that happened to be at the golf club of Dublin once. They had these giant swan that were on the course.
Yeah.
And if you hit anywhere near them, they were ultra aggressive. And this sucker came out, and I'm like, dude, I'm not hitting that ball. I'm in the fairway. I'm like, I'm not hitting it.
You got no
He
part
can
of it.
have it. I'm not
Yeah.
going. He's like, dude, I'm going to scare that thing. I said, go be my guest. He goes over there with a driver. Okay. This swan bows up like this. Like this. The thing was like 8 feet tall.
He tries to hit it with a driver?
No, he ran.
Yeah. First of all, the driver was the wrong thing to bring. You need
Of
like
course,
a
you need
wedge.
a wedge for sure. But like he wanted the driver to keep the distance. He thought he could just like poke it and it would go back. No. Don't mess with him.
You don't want a bowed up swan, and you definitely don't want a bowed up kangaroo. Those things are jacked.
Hawaii, no apex predators.
It's a great place to be.
Yeah, none.
Yeah.
No threats. We'll do a little thing or not a thing up next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Here's the other thing that happened. I was sick heading over there, out of it,
Yep.
and then got it coming back.
Again?
So, yeah, I'm maybe
People
one
are
of the,
getting like multiple 6.
yeah. I got dinged twice, so I was clear for most of the time I was there, and then I got pinched. I have
I got pinched.
I had my left ear has still not totally popped.
I hate that. That's the worst.
And I've tried everything.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I've done like swimmer's ear drops. I've done like hydrogen peroxide. I've done olive oil. I've done steams, and it just won't.
That's the
and
worst.
some of the pressure has come off, like it's better, but I keep waiting for like a eureka pop, and it hasn't happened.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get it.
Well, it's going to happen. I'm not going to be deaf, I hope.
No, you're not going to be deaf.
You think it's just going to be a slow release?
Yes.
It will happen when you least expect it. That's what always happens
Like
to
with
me.
a yawn or something?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
hear everything.
Yeah. Not great. I'll tell you that. What did you use for swimmer's ear when you were the Matt Biondi of the Bay Area?
A little bit of this.
But then if that, did you try anything else?
That would always work. The only thing it ever gets you is it's the pressure of flying.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only thing that ever gets you.
Yeah.
And so you get that. I fear that. I fly sometimes. If I'm flying, like if I was flying as far as you were, and I don't know if you ever had this problem before, there are these things you can put in your ears, and they like regulate the pressure.
Okay.
So you do it kind of like on takeoff till you get to the main cruise, and then like once you start going down again, because
Yeah.
when it hits you more. And then I haven't had those problems anymore.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I feel like it's like I had a hunch. I should have told you that,
Yep.
but didn't. Sad.
All right, you ready for a little thing or not a thing?
I'm ready.
I am. By the way, you know it's not a thing?
Yeah.
Fake Twitter accounts on April Fools putting a bunch of nonsense out there. Not
Is there a
thing.
bunch out there right now?
There's a fake Adam Schefter that the Vikings are
awful.
going to the Steelers. I mean, everything you look at is nonsense.
Well, the hard thing, too, is I think it's actually easier to suss it out now because in the old days, I'd always look for the blue check marks,
Yep.
but now those don't really mean anything.
Nope. You have to look at the actual name.
So you have to look at the actual names. You take that little extra step to get it done.
Click on the account, see the followers,
Yep.
take the steps. Don't get fooled like my friend did at 8 a.m. this morning.
What got him?
That FAU in South Florida were going to play some backyard football game. Like,
Oh, that wasn't real?
I don't think it was.
Oh, I didn't do with it because
He texted. He said, "This is great," and I was like, "I don't know if that's real."
in the spirit of this segment we're trying to do right now, it wasn't a thing, so I didn't really care.
Yeah.
All right. So here you go. Little thing or not a thing. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay. This is how you do this. Nathan, we're going to take a look at some of the NFL trades that have happened this offseason. Little thing or not a thing. The Pittsburgh Steelers acquired Justin Fields. Thing or not
That's
a
a thing. That's a thing, and I don't like it. I didn't like it from the second that I knew it when we were on the air together, and we found out Kenny Pickett was being traded, and I said, they're going to get him. And guess what? By the time we returned that Monday, they had him. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. That's a thing. That's a problem.
It's such a no risk, I think incredibly high reward thing. It's clearly a thing.
Yes.
Because even if he's nothing,
He's not going to be nothing.
he won't be. But even if he's nothing, it's at no risk to them.
Yes. Agreed.
They waited till the perfect time to do it. They waited till the market dried up. The Bears, I don't know if they asked for too much right away or if they overplayed their hand or what it was. But remember at the Combine, it was constantly talked about that it was going to be a second day and a third day pick for him. So people were saying a 2 and a 4 is what the give back for Fields was. People talked about that.
Yeah.
I know that you had a nice trip, but we were talking about that Monday at the Combine, that it was a 2 and a 4 for Fields. And at worst, a 3 and a 5. Did the Bears just overplay? And the market evaporated on them?
So we talked to Charles Davis about this. The rest of the league does not have as high of an opinion of Justin Fields as you or I.
No, I know. And Albright said that too.
And they could have gotten a little more from some other places, but they gave him the ability to nix places. So supposedly
Do
he
right by
nixed
him.
4 places and wanted to go to the Steelers.
So all of that is fine. I just wonder if there was an initial overplaying of the hand by the Bears. If they could they have gone and gotten a 3 and a 5 or a 3 and a 6 had they done it right away? Like, was that offer out there before everybody went, before Minshew ends up at the Raiders, before all this
Well,
stuff
I
happened?
think that's when you're right. You wanted to be the first domino there.
You had to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. one of the dominoes of the Justin Fields acquisition is this one. The Philadelphia Eagles acquired quarterback Kenny Pickett. Thing or not a thing?
Not a thing.
No.
Doesn't move the needle for them at all. And if they have to play him, it's a disaster.
Wouldn't they be better off of taking Fields?
Yeah.
And playing it that way?
Yeah, but the problem is I think that Fields would want to go someplace where he actually could become the guy. He has the chance to become the guy there. Yeah. L'Jarius Sneed's not a thing to the Titans because the Titans stink.
Yeah. The Chicago Bears acquired wide receiver Keenan Allen. Thing or not a thing?
Definitely a thing. Give
That's
him
a big
Keenan
one.
Allen, DJ Moore. Yeah, that's absolutely a thing.
Seattle Seahawks added to their quarterback room by acquiring quarterback Sam Howell. Thing or not a thing?
Maybe. I mean, I liked Sam Howell. I thought he had some nice games last year. There was a time when he was leading the league in passing yards per game. So maybe down the road, but we won't. Is it a thing for 2024? No.
Here's the thing with
Not a thing.
this is the thing that's hard with these guys, right? And I think I put Howell in a similar kind of realm as Bake.
He reminds me a lot of Bake.
Yeah. And I mean that
Positive.
feels like you always have to like couch everything with when you have that conversation, but it's like there's a ceiling on it, right? So like they're not necessarily the end game if your end game is to try to win the Super Bowl. So that's like with Howell, I feel like there's a pretty concrete ceiling on what he can be and not be. Boy, I love this one. The Falcons acquired. I loved everything Atlanta did all offseason. They acquired wide receiver Rondale Moore. Thing or not a thing?
So it's not a thing because he's so far down the pecking order, but I do like the move. But I don't think it is I don't think that's a thing.
I like weapons acquisitions.
I do too, but I mean, you're talking about
Accumulation.
Drake London and Bijan and Kyle Pitts, like Rondale Moore's down the list. It's a thing for him to get out of Arizona where it just it didn't work. But you would have thought if somebody was going to make it work, it would have been Cliff. So I don't know.
Cliff was only with him the 1 year, though, right?
This is wouldn't this be Rondale's 4th season? I think he was with him for 2.
Was he 2?
Yeah.
He's played 3 seasons.
Yes, this is
Arizona.
So his first 2 would have been with Cliff.
And then
Out. Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, some news that I'm seeing, and Uno, can you confirm this Vontae Davis news?
I believe it's true. Most of the things I'm seeing say it's true. It's
well,
very
who's the
unfortunate.
source?
Many reputable people that say
no one would screw around with something like this on
I don't
April
think
Fools,
so.
right?
Yeah,
No.
you can't do that.
Vontae Davis has passed away at the age of 35. Police said a male was found deceased at the home. No foul play was involved. That is awful.
I'm getting like 7 news from Miami that's.
It's the number one trend.
Yeah, WSVN in Miami.
That's awful.
Yeah, it is. Really is.
Yeah. Didn't he retire at like halftime of a game?
He did, yeah.
What?
He did when he was in Buffalo.
Yeah.
He's also got a very good Hard Knocks clip from when he was in Miami, I think. And they traded him to the Colts. And the first thing he said was, "I want to call my grandma and tell her." And it was like really heartwarming that was the first thing he thought of when he got traded.
Man. I feel
Yeah,
bad.
it sucks. Very much sucks. He was an Illinois kid, right? And he played Illinois?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there you go. So much more to come. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, who you got? LSU or Iowa tonight
Iowa.
on the ladies' side of things?
I just want Caitlin Clark to make to the Final Four. Again, they shouldn't be playing each other because I want both of those teams to make it. But
Yeah, I'm for interesting, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's also stupid because she would have elevated no matter who they played tonight.
Yep.
People would watch her.
Yep.
So you would have got it. But it'll be fun. I'm guessing it's a monster number.
Yeah.
I bet it's 9-10 million tonight.
Yeah. It's gonna be a huge.
That's what it ends up doing. And then they'll all be here for the Final Four. Be here before we know it.
Don't you think it'll be the most watched basketball game of the evening? Like
30,
10
30.
million is not.
It'll
NBA Finals
annihilate
doesn't
it.
even get close.
It'll annihilate any NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all the colleges annihilated it this
Yeah.
month. It's taking it out.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy your day off. It was too easy. Next level is next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.